What's good, guys? So, just trying to get a few things squared around. I just had a little bit of technical difficulty, so I'm just going back in to double check. Yeah, that's all connected. Alright, well, let's see, let me zoom back out and go over here, and then let us go to the DigiByte chart, right? So right now we're at 3.25 cents. Price is 0.0324. Now, I am looking at the 1 month chart of DigiByte, and I saw the reverse head and shoulders pattern come in, so I was expecting a nice little bump up. However, now we have retraced down to the bottom of the head of that reverse head and shoulders. And we've also seen the volume drop a bit. So right now the current volume is at 132 million in 24 hours. However, I'm scratching my head on this, because it's like, okay, is this an actual double bottom yet again, signaling the price increase from here? Because where did it go to? No. 3.226, or 0.03226 rather. Then over here we went to 0.03286. No, I think it dropped down just a hair lower. 0.03224. So, is that signaling a double bottom? Then again, like I said, the volume is important to pay attention to. So, I'm curious where this is going to go. Now, I was also curious. I wanted to go back further in time. So I went back to the 3 month just to take a look at volume. When I go across the volume chart, it just looks like flat line in volume, where it pretty much stayed, like 13 to 20 million. Every once in a while it would bounce up to around 30 million, 40 million, thereabouts. And then looking at the dates, so like the 5th of January, and then let's go over to the 5th of February. Where is that? 25 million, 19, 16. So I was looking for more of a pattern, and I did not see that. Someone else had suggested like maybe the 25th through the 28th. Yet again, I don't see a pattern there. as far as me looking at the charts, right? So, however, there is a lot of news that is soon to come out on DigiByte. I was discussing with someone yesterday of the EU and the EU Parliament in their judgment on cybersecurity. Because the EU uses a cloud service, and there's like no security to it. So if they are, when you connect the dots to these different people, threefold and that sort of stuff, when you connect those dots, are they about to implement DigiByte? Is that why we're seeing these other wallets come in and acquire so much more? So one just has to wonder, but at the same time, knowing that we are so early in this market, but also knowing that these people from Amazon, Microsoft, Google, BlackBerry, that sort of stuff, right? Their connections are hard to overlook. I don't think I should say any of the names that we're connecting dots to, but there are a few. So, is this what's about to be implemented? Actually, I believe it passed in the EU today, as far as their cybersecurity on the cloud. So is DigiByte about to be implemented there? And then is this what all these big tech companies are after, is the security? Is that why, say, like BSV has all these patents, but yet what DigiByte has is open source? So a lot of questions come into play here. We don't know if this is gonna play out, but trying to connect dots on some of these things that seem to be going on, and man, if they do, wow, look out. Because these names are big names, and the involvement is, I would say, birds of a feather, right? Birds of a feather flock together. And in a dealing like this, the security of Internet 3.0, this could be huge. And then on top of it, whatever the EU does, that comes straight back to the United States, right? So many different things there. Much more than you and I know about. So, I don't know what else I can say here. The only thing I'm looking at, let me go back to the charts. The only thing I'm looking at is volume and what looks to be like big hands shaking the tree for everyone to try and sell. And, so if it does go down from here, I will be acquiring more. Oh, and by the way, let me go back out to the 3-month, actually, and I'll tell you the days because I don't know how to share my screen here. But when I zoom out, okay, if we were to have a reversal from here, if the price does go down further, right now it looks like a double bottom, which to me signifies it's about to bounce back up. However, if we don't, because I'm no soothsayer, and I don't have my tea leaves readily available anywhere. I'm just picking. I don't read tea leaves. But just to give you an idea of where I see the next bit of support for DigiByte is at 0.27 or 0.28 roughly. Roughly at 0.278, somewhere around there. So at 0.0278 rather. So around there, about 2 3/4 cents roundabout. So I would place buy orders for me, not for you. So this is just the thoughts of a blind dude looking here. So at 0.027, I think I would place a limit buy order in at, I see support on, what day is that? January 10th, 2022, and around the 18th of January 2022. So just if I were to go ahead and place orders out there, instead of placing an order at the next support level, which I see at 0.027, I would place an order at limit buy order at 0.028. That is just my opinion looking at these charts. Like I said, may miss it completely. You know, chart reading and all this is all a game of chance. You know, if this, then what? But yeah, that sure looks like a double bottom in the 1 month chart. Let me see the 7-day. 7-day doesn't show it nearly as well as the 1 month. So on the 1 month chart, I see the reverse head and shoulders, the peak of that to now we're at a low, and that low matched with the peak of the reverse head and shoulders looks like a double bottom to me. So I have funds on the sidelines in US dollars, but I am not pulling the trigger here. I'm comfortable with what I hold in DigiByte, but I may go ahead and place a low ball offer on an exchange just for fun. You know, like I said, are these big hands with that kind of capital to begin shaking the tree for a nice little movement to make everyone sell their coins? I don't know. I know that's what I would do. I'll say it that way. You know, to better, not to control the market, but to better, you know, if I had billions of dollars like these other people, the big names, that I don't know if I should say those names or not, you know, but it's when you begin to put some of the pieces together, it's kind of cool. But if these people are pulling together to make these large purchases, right? Because I mean, $600 and something million in volume, we haven't seen that in quite a while. Or is this somebody with deep pockets who is trying to show someone of old money of crypto? Are they trying to show an alt season to try to get other people to see an alt season to then kick that off? Because I do believe that we are overdue. And yet again, you know, we watched Zilliqa, VeChain pop off and then DigiByte followed. So it's like, what's really going down here? So that's just me looking at charts and thinking out loud. I don't know any of this for certain. It is always fun to try to put things together. But wow, if that were to happen, in 10 years worth, if this is happening now, price today would be irrelevant. Because how would you put a price on the security of the Internet 3.0? Figure everything reimagined and re-envisioned, right? That of threefold of what they're doing. And then the security of it to be with DigiByte. Wow. So whatever the price is right now, really at this point, I think it's going to be fun to go back and watch some of these videos years out from now. Like I say, today at 3 cents, 3.25 cents, this is, I believe this is a gift. Just some of us are lucky enough to pick up on different breadcrumbs. I'll say it that way. So somebody knows something. I'll say it like that. And where these big wallets are coming from and the amount of funds going into it makes another question that as well. So I understand the other theory of Bittrex and AutoCrypt. I understand the theory there. I don't necessarily agree with that theory. I don't see that person as a sellout. Hello. I don't see that person as a sellout, but I know that's being held up. And for what reason? I don't know. Is it for the mining of it? I don't know. But like I said, I don't see that as a sellout. I vaguely just spoke on that. I'm not pinpointing anything there because I don't know what is, or if there's something there. So yeah. But I do believe something's going down with these major players who are not really talked about. And just makes the mind wonder what the next few years from threefold is going to bring with DigiByte and Web 3.0, the MetaVerse, all of this. So at 3 cents or 3.25 cents, I think in a few years we're going to be looking back at this and just laughing. And I can't put a price on what that would be worth. I just can't. I reflect back on, like, what was it? Like, say, 1997, Microsoft stock. If you held Microsoft stock back then, you bought it super early. I see MSFT. And if I were to purchase that and have held Microsoft, how do you put a price on what it is into the future, right? Or like all these others that I just mentioned. What was it? I had it on a different. All these people together, there's a common denominator of DigiByte to Amazon, Microsoft, Google, BlackBerry, and Threefold. All those people are tied in together. You can draw a line as a common denominator, but nothing has been said of it. These different big names. And even the person who wrote the legislation for the EU, right? And then who follows that person? And why doesn't that person who follows the person who wrote the legislation, why doesn't he follow many people? But he does follow this person. Does a lot. Hello. I see something with Belgium, other things like that. Smart cities, stuff like that. I mean, big time. This I would say would be the equivalent of the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds of our day. I'll leave it at that point. Like I said, I don't believe I should say their names. A few people in a tight-knit group know those names. So yeah, if this were to transpire 2 years out, I have no clue. Because in the United States, we're still waiting on legislation, all this. You know, it's all like political theater at this point. That seems to be all that it is. The SEC versus them, versus this, versus that. When legislation is actually being passed right before us. You know, other people are worried about, like the EU. I mean, half of what the EU just went over was of the definition of a woman. What defines a woman? You know, can a woman have a penis, basically? You know, and trying to get through all of that muck, I'll just say. And then the Russia-Ukraine stuff that the EU is going back and forth with, trying to listen to these different senators, and then even listening to the House of Commons in the UK. It's like, you know, they're only speaking of this guy to resign because of the lockdowns. I forget his name off the top of my head. I can visually see the guy with white hair and going back and forth with so many different people and all that. It's run completely different than the U.S. House of Representatives or the Senate in Congress. So it is run completely different. It's really interesting at times to listen to with the here, 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 you know. So you know, we don't here in the U.S. have anything like that. It is more just stated and then back and forth directly, not with a bunch of interjection. So it works completely differently. It's really interesting to watch and to listen. But yeah, if that just happened in the EU, what's really going down? What's really about to go down with all these major companies? Like I said earlier, they want the technology of crypto, but they want to own it. which is why, like, BSV filed their own patents, so they would not be able to acquire it. So that's why I'm beginning to scratch my head on DigiByte and the security that it offers for the internet. Everything from DigiID, passwords, to, I mean, like, there was something else sent to me with DigiID for people who have become infected. I can't say much here because, you know, the overlords of YouTube, right? But wow, dude, what if we are on the right side of history with this? You know, the picks and shovels, you know, like Levi Stratus, right? What if we are on the right side of history here? Let's do a quick refresh and loading data. Okay, and it changed. Of course it changed. Let's see. Go back to the... No, 3 month is too far. Let me go 1 month. So to the 1 month. Right now we're at 0.0324, so same price. Are we going to hold, or are we going to break to the upside right here, right now? That is the question. 131 million in volume. So the volume sloughed off. So yeah, if all of that goes down, throw price out the window. Doesn't make a difference. Why looking at candles and, you know, this and that chart pattern? Throw all of that out the window if this goes down, which I think just did. But no one is talking about it. It's like, I don't know if it's to be hush-hush, which is why I'm not saying any more of it. That's interesting. 134 million, then dropped to 131 million. Let me zoom in on that. At roughly the same price point. So, I don't know. I may do another video a little later just to give an update on the price, but as far as a lowball offer to leave on a limit buy at the moment, I may go ahead and throw a limit buy out there at 0.0. What did I say? 0.028? Yeah, 0.028. I may go ahead and do a limit buy. Like I said, I don't hear anyone else speaking of this. There are 2 other people that I've run across who are speaking of this, but not like on YouTube. So, and the dots that they have connected are authentic, I can say. But is that the leading force? I would question that. I don't know that. I cannot confirm that. But at the same time, I cannot deny that either. Because, I mean, what would you be doing if not this, right? If you were looking for this sort of technology to do what it is you wanted to do, boy, that Mustang sounds good. Guy down the block is a automotive tech, so I love it when he goes riding by. He knows I was an automotive tech as well, and He'll do a quick burnout or something real quick. So he's a real cool dude. But yeah, what if this does go down? Are we the chosen few who collected these breadcrumbs and actually caught a little bit of this? But at the same time, like I said, I don't know what I can say or what I should say. Because, like I said, these are some big names, big time names, with a common denominator that can be linked to DigiByte. So what different businesses and what, I know Jared has been busy. Is this what Jared's been working on? And I don't want to be the first one to come out and to say and to open up these different things. Not yet, I want to see things happen for DigiByte. I don't want to see different things come out and then not happen. I'll say it that way. We've all seen several projects that were to be, and they were really hyped up. So I understand the secrecy behind this. And if we were just lucky enough to stumble upon it, I don't want to... I think that if this is DigiByte, we're all in for, how would you say it? Champagne wishes and caviar dreams, right? But wow, wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? So, let me see, try to get back here. But anyway, let me zoom this back out. So anyway, that's just a little update. If you want to know more of some of this kind of stuff, I would implore you to just stop by some of the Twitter spaces and listen to some of the things going on. And some people drop bombs in there, and I took a few notes last night and I've heard parts of this previously, but I never went in depth and digging and diving into who, what, when, where, and why. But I see what the dude's talking about. Could it be our time? I'll say it that way, right? Or is this 5-10 years down the road? I don't know that. Neither do you. However, if it is, throw price out the window. I know that sounds crazy to some, but how do you put a price on the security and safety on a blockchain for all of what's about to come about? So I hope to meet you in the DigiByte Spaces chat to either speak more of this or to take more notes on or from other people in that area who are paying attention to the legislation of the EU Parliament. Like I said, what happens in the EU soon comes to the United States. So is this the groundwork of it? I don't know. It might be, though, right? But yeah, y'all come by the DigiByte Spaces. Check it out. Say hello. Several of us there. Many different things that we speak of, from crypto of a few crypto, but mainly DigiByte, and go back and forth on several different things, from the economy to the transitory inflation, to other assets, to own other assets, because of the devaluation of currency globally. So anyway, with that, y'all be cool. Later.
It's like a family tree, part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait.
Bring the funk back.